Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Daily Halachah Spotlight, brought to you by OTN. This is episode 12, and we have another listener-submitted question. He's aware that Rav Moshe's shita is that you're not allowed to use Shabbos clocks on Shabbos. Many argue, many are makel, but Rav Moshe held you're not supposed to use Shabbos clocks to turn appliances on and off on Shabbos. And his question was, what would Rav Moshe say about using Alexa or other types of new devices to, let's say, for example, turn on my air conditioner at 11 a.m. every day, including Shabbos? That's the question. So let's give a little background here. Rav Moshe's shita is an Igros Moshe Arachayim Chelik Dalet Siman Samach, where Rav Moshe gives two reasons why not to use the timers, the Shabbos clocks, on Shabbos. Reason number one, when you put your crockpot up on Erev Shabbos and it cooks throughout Friday night, starts Friday, throughout Friday night, to be ready for your Suda Shabbos day, there the malacha started on Friday and it went into Shabbos. That's a concept called Shvisas Kalim, which we paskin is mutter. You're allowed to have your crockpot cooking the chalent. You may need a blech, that's for a different discussion, but you're allowed to have the malacha of bishul taking place. However, you're not allowed to ask a guy to do malacha on Shabbos. Says Rav Moshe, when you set your timer to do the entire malacha on Shabbos, that's not similar to Shvisas Kalim like the crockpot. That's more similar to Amira La'akum. And therefore you would not be allowed to set a timer up to start a malacha on Shabbos. That's reason one. Reason two, says Rav Moshe, it's also a tremendous zilzul Shabbos. Imagine a person running their whole business with a Shabbos clock. It'd take away the whole spirit of Shabbos. It's a zilzul Shabbos, and that's why you're not allowed to use the Shabbos clock. So Rav Moshe at the end of the tshuva explains a heter for turning on and off electric lights. You can take a look over there. But for appliances, Rav Moshe would hold Shabbos clocks are not allowed for these two reasons. Okay, but there's a problem. There's a question here. Rav Moshe himself in his apartment had an air conditioner, at least at some tkufa, that had a thermostat on it or attached to it. How could you do that? Is a thermostat different than a Shabbos clock? A thermostat turns the air conditioner off. It turns the air conditioner on. Isn't that the same as a Shabbos clock? It's a question. So Reb Ruvain and Reb David explained the chiluk between a thermostat and a Shabbos clock is like this. The thermostat, we see it as connected to the air conditioner. So the air conditioner is always running. Yes, it's not always producing cold air, but it's always on. The Shabbos clock is when it hits a timer, boom, that turns it on from scratch, from new. That's the problem of Rav Moshe with Shabbos clocks. But the thermostat, that's okay, that's built in. We can understand it very well by a window unit air conditioner where the thermostat is actually, connected to the air conditioner. But even for a central air, which has a thermostat on the wall, we could also see that as part of the same unit, and therefore we could be more kal, even according to Rav Moshe's shita, it'll be more kal than a Shabbos clock. Okay, now with this background in mind, let's try to crack the question about using the Alexa. So is the Alexa similar to the thermostat, or is the Alexa similar to a timer? Yes, Daiti, I can't say for certain, but it seems to me that programming the Alexa to turn on your air conditioner at 11 a.m. every day, including Shabbos, is like you're setting a timer. I don't see it so much as a thermostat, I see it more like a Shabbos clock. And therefore, yes, Daiti, it would be a problem according to Rav Moshe. Now, if you were makel on the Shabbos timers, which many people are, okay, perhaps you can makel here too. But if you're machmir, and the questioner was specifically asking according to Rav Moshe, I believe Rav Moshe would be machmir. There's a lot more to discuss with the different types of new technologies and things, and maybe we could save those for a different video. But as far as this specific question, I believe that would be Rav Moshe shita. Okay, if you have a question that you'd be interested in submitting to be featured on the Daily Halachah Spotlight, please do not hesitate to do so. All the best, everybody. Take care.